Hello and good day to you. It is Talkin really, and today this story follows on from the story the other day about Errol Graham, the man who starved to death when the DWP removed all of his finance. The story that we're going to talk about is related to the other story in the fact that the family of Errol Graham have demanded that there is a criminal probe into former DWP ministers. The family of Errol Graham have demanded that there is a criminal probe because the man who starved to death, because his out-of-work benefits was wrongly stopped for criminal investigations into ministers and senior civil servants they believe are responsible for his and other people's deaths. In Disability News, we reported that he died 2 years ago after the DWP removed his ESA, leaving him without any income whatsoever. A civil servant told an inquest into his death last summer that DWP staff followed departmental guidance and had acted appropriately by leaving him with no income. They had stopped the benefits when they were unable to contact him to discuss why he had not turned up for a work capability assessment. Deprived of all financial support and experiencing significant mental distress and unable or unwilling to seek help, he slowly starved to death, and he was 57 years old. Now, Alison Turner, his son's partner, who has led the fight for justice, has called for past ministers and senior civil servants to face a criminal investigation for misconduct in public office in relation to this and other deaths. She particularly highlighted the actions of Ian Duncan Smith, who failed to act after being alerted by a coroner to the fatal flaws of the WCA process when he became Work and Pension Secretary in 2010. And has recently been awarded a knighthood because of his failure to act and the failings of Employment Minister Chris Grayling. Other disabled people lost their lives too, including her partner's father. Turner said what they have done is given a knighthood to the person who is responsible for these deaths. What kind of message does that give? It's an insult to all the families that have been part of this mess. How could he sit there and accept that award? He may as well knock on my front door and kick me in the face.
Say what?
He may as well knock on my front door and kick me in the face.
Ow!
You are basically saying to the families who are victims of the system that their lives do not matter. She said she would like to see a criminal investigation into the actions of Duncan Smith, Grayling and senior DWP civil servants, as demanded by other disabled activists. Turner said it's down to them why this happened in the first place. Despite being told repeatedly, they continue to allow it to happen. She said that government have failed to listen to two coroners who warned the DWP in 2010 and again in 2014 of the fatal flaws in the WCA that they have refused to fix. And even the United Nations, which had repeatedly criticised the UK government over its social security policies, including through reports in 2016, 17 and 19. A DWP spokesperson refused to comment on Alison Turner's call for a criminal investigation. Meanwhile, the EHRC, the Equality and Human Rights Commission, have been asked by Labour MP Debbie Abrahams to hold an inquiry into deaths linked to the DWP failings. And they said everyone has a right to an adequate standard of living, and we are currently reviewing what potential work we might undertake to tackle discriminatory decision making in the social security system. A spokesman said that EHRC had concerns about anybody who may have tragically died as a result of decision making in the social security system. They said no one should ever have to suffer in such tragic conditions, and our thoughts are with the families of those who have sadly passed away. As we laid out last year, we have called on the WP to introduce publicly available service delivery standards and recommended that options for independent regulation and accountability of the department should be explored. Put your hands up if you think that any of that is going to make a difference. Who thinks that Mr. Duncan Smith is going to get taken to court? Who thinks that Chris Grayling is going to be held accountable? Who thinks that any civil servant is going to be prosecuted by this system? Who thinks that the DWP will carry on doing what they've been doing for the last 10 years? Yes, that's right. Anyway, have a good day, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye for now.